Singer and songwriter Rebecca St. James took a long break from music and had no plans of returning, but today she has new music and many new projects to share. She's sharing that journey with us in Studio 5.
Why so heavy on my soul? Did you forget who's in control?
Your first studio recording in 9 years. Many people
Yes.
will hear this and wonder why the long absence.
About 7 years ago, I kind of unofficially retired. You know, I had gotten married 9 years ago, actually, around the time my last album came out. And then when we were starting to try to have a family, I just really wanted to be able to establish our family life. And really, when I laid down music that 7 years ago, I kind of thought I may never pick it up again, but God radically changed my heart about 3 years ago and called me back to music, and here I am.
The moment where you reconnect with music, if I understand correctly, happens when you have the opportunity to perform with your brothers for King and Country. What happened?
Well, it was one of the most transforming experiences of my life. A request came in for me to do an event with my brothers, Joel and Luke, for King Country in Alaska. I went into it just kind of thinking, I'll just do my couple songs and really not anticipating anything very life transforming. But God did such a work in my heart while I was on stage singing these couple worship songs that I knew when I walked off stage that He'd called me back to music. And I felt immediately that the Holy Spirit said, not only have I called you back to music, but I've got this, Rebecca. You don't have to plan anything. You don't have to try to figure out how I'm going to, do all of this, but I've got it, and just you wait and see what I've got in store for you. So that was 3 years ago. And, we'd kind of come out of a really challenging time as a family at that point too. I'd miscarried a couple times after the birth of our first daughter. And so it was like a winter season in that way. And almost immediately after that time in Alaska, I fell pregnant with our second daughter. So it was like God brought a spring to our circumstances after He brought spring to my heart and my husband's heart. And I'm just really thankful to be able to share with people. God brings a new sunrise. He brings a new dawn. He brings spring after winter, after the night, and we have that hope.
So the project is called Dawn, and
Yeah.
as you said, it tells the story.
Yeah, but it really talks about being in pain and trusting God in the middle of that pain and opening your hands to Him and worshiping Him in the middle of it and seeing that dawn as we surrender to God. And I think right now the messages on the album have so much life-giving truth in them, because I think people have been so blindsided by, all of us have been blindsided by what's happened in 2020, that there's such a need for us to be reminded that God is with us in the middle of the fire. That's one of the songs on the album. We can fall back into the arms that hold the world, into Jesus' arms. We can trust Him for a new dawn. These are messages that I think are very timely. I'm just thankful that God, when we were writing these songs last year, knew that they would be needed right now.
Is this sweeter than the first time?
It is, yeah. Thank you for asking that question. You're a very discerning man. Having that foundation now of having a husband and children. I'm actually 35 weeks pregnant. You can't see my bump right now. 35 weeks pregnant with our third child. So if you hear the breathlessness, there's a big bump right here. I have all this beautiful foundation of family and this beautiful purpose with our little family that just creates this stability that I didn't have before.
Here now, your presence here now, we are set free now, hands lifted high in worship.
Now you also have a podcast. I won't let you go without talking about that. What gave birth to that, and what can people hear when they're tuning in?
The podcast, it's beyond just parenting. It's really to do with faith and family life, and every topic from pain and trauma to having a sense of play in your family, to entitlement, to self-care, I mean, to prayer life, like it really covers a lot of ground when it comes to faith and family. So it's called Rebecca St. James Friends and Family. And it really is these like nuggets of wisdom that I'm able to use in my life with God and our family life. And so I just feel really thankful to be able to be a part of it.
My God has gone before. I'll sing into the night.